Hey guys, it's your boy Tacho here, and we are actually playing some more Pokemon Masters today. Surprise, surprise. Okay, so what we're going to do today is I'm actually going to give you guys a little bit of a guide on how to clear the Legendary Arena Entei map. So I've gone ahead and beaten it on all three of the difficulty settings, and the very hard mode is actually pretty tough if you don't really know what kind of strategy you want to use. So this is just one way that you can clear it, and you don't have to use any other teams besides this one that I'm showing here, which is pretty convenient. So if we check over on the hints, it tells you basically focus on critical hits and focus on flinching, and that's basically exactly what this team is designed to do. So if we take a look at Acerola, I have gridded her to pretty much just power up Astonish and also give her Astonish Aggravation 1, and that's going to raise the chance of her causing flinch whenever she uses Astonish, so that's very good. And for lucky skills, I've given her Defense Crush 2, and every time she hits the foe, she has a chance to lower their defense. So that could, of course, come in handy if we're just going to spam Astonish at Entei. I'm also using Crasher Wake over here, and he has Aggravation as one of his passive skills naturally. And of course he has Waterfall, which has a decent chance to flinch. And for lucky skills, I'm going with Critical Strike 2 on this guy. He has the Dire Hit Plus items, so it's easy for him to get critical hits and go for some flinches. And another really nice thing about Crasher Wake, actually, is that his sync attack gets more powerful if the foe is flinching. And you're going to see when I show the clear run for this Entei map that his sync attack does like 30k damage. It's pretty disgusting, actually. So Crasher Wake coming in clutch here. And I am also going to be using Eevee for this map. So the reason why is because Eevee has some potions and also Let's Go, which can just quickly recover our sync gauge. And we also have the sync attack from Eevee, which is going to raise all of my party's stats by +2. And if we go ahead and use this 3 times in the fight, which surprisingly enough, we actually have enough time to do that, we're going to get essentially +6 to all stats, and that's going to be really helpful, of course. Now, the lucky skill I'm using here is Unbending, which is complete fodder. I mean, she already has Impervious, but I was trying to get Vigilance, which negates critical hits, but your boy got a little unlucky with that, so I wasn't able to pick up Vigilance on her. So, pretty much, the strategy is to just spam Astonish and Waterfall at Entei, and we're just going to keep on flinch spamming him, and then all the meantime, we are using the sync attack from Eevee to just give us some stat boosts. And after we use the sync attack from Eevee 3 times, that's when we are going to go ahead and start using Crasher Wake's sync attack, and hopefully use it when Entei is flinched, so we can just gain some big damage numbers there. Now, obviously, this team is pretty free-to-play for the most part, because Acerola is free-to-play from the story, and Crasher Wake is extremely easy to summon on the Gatches. But Eevee is a 5-star exclusive sync pair, so maybe not too many people have access to Eevee. And really quick, I'm going to actually show you guys some of the possible things you could switch out Eevee for. So, one unit is actually Skyla. Let me just see if I can find her real quick. Okay, so Skyla has the potion, which is very important for this map. And she also has a sync grid, and my Skyla has taken the healing route, where I have the potion MP refresh and I have master healer, so anytime she uses a potion, it's going to recover a little bit more HP. And she also has take flight, which is going to double our speed and defense for the whole party. So you just pop take flight twice in the fight, and we're all at ×4 speed, which is going to help us charge up the move gauge a lot faster. So it's very helpful to have Skyla. And that is pretty much the other free-to-play option, I would say. There's some other options you could replace Eevee with, but none of them are going to be free-to-play, unfortunately. So I think Skyla is probably the way to go. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and hop into this Entei map, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how this run actually works. Alright, so we're going to play on Very Hard, of course, and I'm going to use the team that I just explained to you guys. Alright, so for starters, I'm just going to take off the speed up so we have a little more control right at the start. And then I'm just going to turn it right back on. We don't really need it for too much of this. Just right at the start, so I make sure I use Astonish. And we're also going to start using Dire Hit with Crash or Wake. Now, you don't have to worry about using Crash, because once we start using Eevee's Sync Attack, we're going to be gaining attack from that anyway, so it's a little bit of a moot point to have to use Crash. Really, we just want to spam Waterfall so we can have a backup chance to flinch him if Astonish doesn't get the flinch. Now, with Aggravation, Astonish has a 51% chance to get the flinch, so you have pretty much a coin flip chance at that. And if that doesn't work out, then Waterfall has a 31% chance to flinch with Aggravation. Now, alternately, you could actually go for Signasuit Grimsley instead of Crash or Wake, and you would have to take the Aggravation Waterfall skill from his Sync Grid if that was the case. I think he does actually do a bit more damage than Crash or Wake with the Waterfalls, but the one bad thing about Grimsley, though, is that if he uses his Sync Attack, he's going to Mega Evolve, and he actually loses Waterfall when he does that. And he picks up Aqua Jet, which is nowhere near as useful for this map. So that is unfortunate. You're basically locked out of the Sync Attack if you choose to use Grimsley for this. And Crash or Wake's Sync Attack only gets better on this map. So I do actually think Crash or Wake is probably the go-to water type for this. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pop Eevee's Sync Attack there again. And now we are completely at +6 to all stats. So we can focus now on using the Sync Attack from Crash or Wake here. This first phase of the Entei fight isn't really all that tough. He just starts off by using Flamethrower and then Swift. And then right after that, he's going to use a move to guarantee that he hits your team and gets a critical hit. And that's not even the biggest deal, because as long as you can just flinch lock him, it's not a problem. Alright, so we got the Sync Attack there. Look at that, 26k damage. Jeez, that's pretty insane right there. We almost did a full bar of health on him. So yeah, Crash or Wake's Sync Attack just completely wrecks this guy. Alright, we're already on Phase 3, pretty quick there. Now, Phase 3 is pretty scary because he's instantly going to start with Heat Wave, and it's a guaranteed burn on your entire team. So that's going to limit the amount of times we can actually attack this guy, and Crash or Wake with the burn is going to take some lowered attack, unfortunately. And we're just going to go ahead and use the potions from Eevee on both Acerola and Crash or Wake. Don't bother using the potions on Eevee, because you can pretty much just live without her. The main thing you need to do is just keep on spamming Astonish and Waterfall. Alright, we did another Sync Attack there for 19k, so we took him down pretty much to almost 0 HP. Alright, so unfortunately, Eevee is not able to survive to the end of the map, but that's not a big deal. This final Waterfall should do the trick. Yup. Okay, so there we go. That is a complete clear of the Entei map on Very Hard with only using one team. Now, don't worry too much if you don't get it right on the first try, because it does actually take a couple of tries to finish this map. And it is very much based on RNG, like whether or not you're going to get the flinches, or whether or not he's going to be able to get critical hits on your team or not. All that stuff just boils down to RNG. But the completed run only takes about 4 to 5 minutes to do, so it's not too long, and if you're going to just keep on retrying it, it doesn't really take that long to hop out of a run if something goes wrong. So it's going to take you a couple of tries to get it done, but it does work, and as you can see, it's a very efficient way to actually clear that. So that's all for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed my little guide on how to clear the Entei map on Very Hard only using one team. And as always, this is your boy Tacho signing out. So take care, guys, and I'll catch you all again in the next one.